And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I'm net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So, with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So, it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 3,000 Qso-Vlog AIRCHECK recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we feature a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20/S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has mini-nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Whiskey 4, Charlie X-Ray Tango.
Charlie X-Ray Tango, is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. Whiskey 4, Charlie X-Ray Tango. Over.
Station calling, come back, let me give a listen.
George, I had that one. I couldn't get on Athens. It was busy or something, but anyway, have you got a copy on anything yet there, sir? W4CXT, back to you.
CXT, Roger, I have you. I'm not really sure where I am on the Hocus Pocus because I didn't notice, but I do have a copy. I think it is Athens, Georgia that I've got you on, Roger.
Athens, Georgia that I've got you on, Roger. Roger, Roger. You know, sometimes it'll just give you one frequency. It won't give you the waterfall. That's what I had earlier. But anyway, yeah, this is Terry on this end. And I just thought I'd check it out real quick with you.
Roger, Terry. What's your location again?
Roger, Terry. What's your location again? Jacksonville, Florida. Northeast corner of Florida.
Roger, Terry. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Terry, what radio are you running today, sir? An FT450 Delta. That's my backup radio, FT450 Delta.
Roger, how old is that radio?
Roger, how old is that radio? Probably about 4 years old, I think. I believe that's how old it is. I've had it for probably 2 years, and the guy before me had it for just a little while, I think. He was going to use it for POTA, and that's what I bought it for, was for POTA use, but then my health got where I couldn't do it anymore, and he bought another 7300, so he's using that for POTA now. So anyway, it ended up being my go-to radio right now. I have a Yaesu FT920, and I love that 920, but it's got a small glitch in it. I got to see if I can find out where it's at, but yeah, I'm going to get back to the 920 when I get a chance. But right now, it's the 450, sir, Roger.
Roger, now what's the glitch in that radio?
What's the glitch in that radio? The 920, it's got a problem on the receive and transmit. No, I think it's mainly on the transmit, if I can remember right. But it's like there's something loose inside. I don't know if it's a bad solder joint or something or whatever, but I can key it up, and it's only doing like 5 or 10 watts. It's barely putting out anything. But I can take my finger and just kind of thump on the top of it, you know, not very hard, just thump on the top of it, and it'll start working again, you know, but you just got to watch it. It'll just drop down sometimes for no particular reason, and you just got to thump it. So I got tired of thumping it.
Roger that. Now, could it have anything to do with SWR? Do you have any kind of standing wave on your antenna system?
Negative. I have one of those My Antenna 8010 2Ks, and I don't even have to use a tuner on the frequencies I usually use most of the time, the 10 and 20 and 40, and if I go to 75, I got to use the tuner. And but anyway, no, it's hardly ever got any SWRs. And this one, right now, I'm looking at it. I'm running right at 1,000 watts through it, and on my LDG 1000 AT1000 Pro 2, the little light where it says 1.1, it lights up on my peak, so it's barely got anything on it.
Roger, Roger. Well, your audio really sounds good. Your audio curve is nice. Might use a little more top end, a couple of clicks of treble boost from where you are, but your dynamic range seems to be right in there about 3 dB, which is 80 to 85% average peak modulation. So that's really good, Roger.
Modulation, so that's really good, Roger.
Roger that. I think me and you set it up before. It's been a while back, but yeah, this is about where I've had it for a while. It's getting. I'm running an MD100 microphone. I love these microphones, but anyway, it seems to be doing okay right now, as far as I know. But I just thought I'd get your opinion there real quick, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Well, we go, I doubt you would have adjustable bandwidth on that radio. What we'd be looking for on the transmitter bandwidth is 100 to 2900, commonly referred to as wide, 100 to 2900 bandwidth, Roger, on the transmitter.
Bandwidth, Roger, on the transmitter.
Yeah, Roger that. No, it's not adjustable whatsoever. I know if I bought another radio, I would look for one that was adjustable on the bandwidth, but this one is not, though. That's for sure. I've looked, and it's set.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. And so then compression on. Compression on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled. If it's labeled 0 to 10, we want 30. I'm sorry, 3. If it's labeled 0 to 100, we want 30 on that compressor, Roger.
30 on that compressor, Roger.
Yes, sir. And that's one thing I didn't really understand about the the FT450. The compression is not adjustable. It just goes where it senses it needs to be at, and I thought that was kind of irritating, really. But yeah, it doesn't have an adjustable compression whatsoever.
Yes, that's quite odd. You don't even have an on or off switch?
You don't even have an on or off switch?
Negative. I can't do anything with compression on this radio.
Very strange, very strange. Did you, even after you looked at the book, could you not understand, is it a case of operator trying to find it, but or just the manufacturer doing something flaky?
Doing something flaky.
Yes, sir. I'm not. I understood what I read. I'm like my FT920. I have adjustable compression on it from 0 to 9 or whatever, and I always run it about 3 or 4. And I just, and then I could check my ALC and all that stuff. So on this radio here, I guess it's it's a neat little radio, but some things it just does not do. And compression is one of them it does not do. I tried to find it everywhere, and I read in there finally that it was set, and it would adjust itself as needed.
Wow, wow. Can you imagine the impertinence of a manufacturer saying, I'll say how much compression you need?
I'll say how much compression you need. Yeah,
really. I mean, even different people have different voice peaks and all kinds of stuff, and I would think, but I guess that's how they do it somehow, they determine what's coming in and they determine what's going out. So I guess that's what it does. But I don't know, whenever I listen to myself on an SDR somewhere, it always seems to sound pretty good, and I get good reports. So like I said, I just thought I'd ask you what you thought anyway, Roger.
Roger, well, your dynamic range, like I said, is about 3 dB, so it's, but you might check your ALC. Go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say that magic word audio, you become a human test generator and adjust your mic volume until your ALC is running 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first.
2/3, whichever comes first.
Yes, sir, Roger. I'll try that when I get a chance, but I got to get the book back out now. But anyway, I don't think it was really very, very adjustable. There's a section on it when you go to the audio where it shows the highs and the mediums and the lows, and it's got 9 different positions that you can put it in, where it's straight across with zeros, and then you go to a 1, it might be down for the bass, steady for the mid-range, and up for the treble, and then it just gives you all different ones. So anyway, I could try one of them if you'd like, but I don't know. I mean, if you said it needed more highs, I could try and find some more highs in there somewhere.
Roger, do you know how to get to your equalizer, tone control?
Your equalizer, tone control?
Yes, sir. It's not hard. I mean, I'll have to unkey it, but I can go try to it.
Well, let's see what kind of equalizer you have there. It sounds like a 9-band something, and we want to make sure that equalizer is turned on. Roger.
Is turned on. Roger.
Yes, sir. I got it gives you low, normal, and high, and then I'll leave it on normal, and then it goes to the mic. That's on the mic gain, and then the mic EQ. It's set on 0 to go along with the MD100 microphone, and that has all the lines straight across. Bass, mid-range, and treble is all the way across. If I go to a 1, it drops the left side off. I go to 2, it drops the mid-range off. I go to 3, it drops all the way to the right. I think that's the treble, drops it off. Then 4, that's 4. It brings up the treble, and everything else stays on the 0 plane. This one here takes the mid-range. That's number 5. Takes the mid-range and brings it up. And number 6 brings, I think, the bass up all the way and leaves the mid-range and treble at 0. 7 is bass, mid-range at 0, and treble at like a -3 or 5 or whatever the down is. And that is the number 8 is the treble. I can up 5 and the range up 5. Is flat. Number 9 is the bass is -5, I guess. The mid-range is set at 0, and the treble is at the +5.
Roger, I like 4 and 9. We'll go back to 4. Let me hear you on 4.
We'll go back to 4. Let me hear you on 4.
Okay, now it's on 4. Now it's on 4, and see what that does. Roger, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, then give me 9.
All right, then give me 9.
Okay, here's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the 9 setting, over.
Roger. I like 4, but just a word of information to you. When you key, your compression is fully expanded. And when you key, you hit 0 before you say the first word. So, you know, I'm not. You don't have any switch for that compression, right?
Have any switch for that compression, right?
Yeah, that's right. It has nothing. I can't do anything with compression on here. Nothing whatsoever.
Okay, so just, you know, I would not delay talking when I keyed, because it is like all noise before you speak the first word. So when I key, I would be right on top of it, Roger?
I would be right on top of it, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, we'll try that and see how it does. So you like this setting the best out of all of them?
Yes, so it's between that and 9, and 9 is a little too much top end. It sounds like it was really headed for the moon, but this one is nice, has a nice top end. It's running, you know, that radio is running more compression than I would choose, but then they chose for us, didn't they?
Yeah, they kind of made me run it wherever I run it at, you know, and I mean, sometimes it makes a difference how close I get to the microphone when I'm talking. You know, that makes a difference too, because it gets louder the closer I get. It doesn't distort it or anything. It doesn't appear to, but it does sound better when I'm about, like right now, I'm about an inch away from the microphone.
Yes, I would run it just like that. I would. It really sounds good, Terry. I would run it just like that. And if you want to hear that audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000 Qso-Vlog AIRCHECK recordings, and it'll be cut number 1 in that series. And I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I was trying to punch you in right now as we're talking so I could kind of see when the last time we did this was. It's been a while back, I think. KC9VKV. And I'm going to put you in my log today. And our work before, looks like last time, it's been a while ago, I'm sorry. Last time I put you in my logbook was January of 2020. It might have been that long since we did this, but anyway, good to talk to you again, sir. Jim, good to talk to you again, that's for sure anyway. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, Terry, and like I say, your audio level is just right on. It's the 3 dB dynamic range, so that's just perfect. Your audio curve is perfect, but maybe just needs just a very tad, and I'm nitpicking here, and it's my personal preference, just a tad more top end, but real close. So I think you'll agree when you listen to your audio. 73 there, Terry. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend, Roger.
Okay, you too, Jim. Thanks a lot for what you do. I know sometimes it's kind of slow, and I'm fixing to spot you on the clusters. But anyway, you might get more business in a few minutes. All right, Jim. Talk at you later, my friend. Have a good one. God bless you, and God bless America. Whiskey 4, Charlie, X-Ray Tango.
Roger, X-Ray Tango, you know, and if things don't pick up, I'm going fishing. So I like to fish. If I don't get any bites here, I'll get some bites over there. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Copy. Somebody, Romeo. Romeo station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Delta 8 Uniform Lima Romeo. Over.
Uniform Lima Romeo. Roger, roger. What's the name there?
Romeo, roger, roger. What's the name there?
Sid, Victor India November Charlie Echo. I talked to you last week. You gave me some suggestions, and I did get some adjustments on my radio. Over.
Yes, sir, Vince. Whereabouts are you located, sir?
Vince, whereabouts are you located, sir?
Northwest Ohio.
Roger, roger, Vince. And what radio are you running?
Roger, roger, Vince. What radio are you running?
It's a Kenwood TS570S and Kenwood MC.
Frequency's in use. Thank you. Frequency is in use. Roger, roger, Vince. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
Find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, it's very windy.
Need just a little bit more audio, Vince. Maybe about 15 seconds. Tell me about your antenna system.
Audio, Vince. Maybe about 15 seconds. Tell me about your antenna system.
Cleared my microphone out, and we sprayed some cleaner in there, WD-40 on the desk, and I think that I didn't see no problems.
Roger, roger. Well, I've got you on my PASDR, and it comes and goes a little bit. But did we work on your equalizer last week? And if we did, can you go to your equalizer now?
Can you go to your equalizer now?
I don't know if we worked on the equalizer. I reduced the compression on this radio. Had a default setting on 10 on the compression. I reduced it to 5, and I reduced the bandwidth from 2.4 to 2.
You went from 2.4 to 2?
You went from 2.4 to 2?
Okay, so what you want to do is go the other way. You want the widest transmit bandwidth you can get. Like if all you can do is a 2.4, that's where you want to go, Roger.
That's where you want to go, Roger.
Okay, well, I need a little wider. All right, let me see what it does. Looks like 2.4 is the widest.
Oh yes, sir. Makes all the difference in the world. It's like being outside of a, outside of a telephone booth, and then walking inside and hearing it, or being outside a room and then walking into a room full of you. That's great. The way you've got it now, Roger. When you put the to 2.4.
Put the to 2.4. Yeah, 2.4. That's like the default, I guess.
Roger, roger. Now, you're the one that had trouble with your microphone? I don't recall. Roger?
The microphone, I don't recall. Roger? Yeah, you said there was some noise right when I pressed the send button, and I did spray some cleaner up in there, and it's WD-40.
Roger, roger. And then I forgot to mention that what you want to do when you spray it up there, then you want to sit there and tap that switch for like 30 seconds or a minute. Just key it on, off, to kind of work that those keys so they clean each other. So you're just tapping that talk bar over and over for about a minute. Maybe the radio's unplugged or whatever it is, or not transmitting, but you're just trying to clean those contacts by just, tapping it for about a minute after you spray it, Roger.
For about a minute after you spray it, Roger.
Okay, yeah, I did for a little bit, but I didn't do it for that long. Maybe I need to do a little bit
bit more. I have some like electronics cleaner I sprayed up in there, and then WD-40 also, like you said, but maybe it needs it some more.
Yes, now, here I go getting in trouble again, but I wouldn't use the tuner cleaner, because what it does, it just strips everything off, and you don't have any lubrication left, whereas the WD leaves you some contact lubrication that leaves you in a good situation for, maybe a year or so, and you might have to spray it again, You might have to spray it again,
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that then. I kind of have to spray up this desk, Mike. I kind of spray it up in the bottom where the butt is, and I think it gets up in there.
Roger. Now, if you can see the contacts when you look up underneath it, if you can see the contacts, try to just take a rag and put up underneath there, and try to catch the blow by before it gets all over your desk or whatever. But try to concentrate on getting that stuff right on the contacts. Roger, Roger. The contacts. Roger, Roger.
Okay, yeah, that's where it would be. It just builds up like corrosion over time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it does. And sometimes it just needs a little help from time to time. I've got many mix consoles, some like 24-channel mix consoles that they run. Some of the pan pots are Allen Bradley sealed pots, and I've taken a drill, oversized drill, and drilled the back of the sealed pot. Now, the whole idea behind that is to gain access to the wiper arm, and you have to be very, very careful because, and that's why I use a wide drill, much wider. And I don't drill all the way through. I just go through the outer edge, so I can gain access with that WD. What do you call it there? That the spray straw, Roger.
Oh gosh, the spray straw, Roger.
Okay, yeah, that little tube. Yeah, I'd say get in there and clean it. Otherwise, it can't get out of it. I guess, right?
Yes, sir, and I do that. Those are upside down, so I'm upside down underneath those, and I'm, spraying, and I've got a rag trying to catch the blow-by and keep it out of my eyes, and I'm trying to reach over the top and manipulate the pot simultaneously with all that, just to work it in. And usually I use 50 cycles audio to attenuate as I'm turning it up and down. I do that also in my my mix pots, and when you do that, if you have any residual garbage on your carbon stuff, you'll hear it go all kinds of static. It's because 50 cycles is so low that all that's left that you really can hear is the noise of the pot. So that's a good test. And when I don't hear that, when I bring the pot up and down, I know that it's lubricated properly, and I stop spreading. But I spray it so hard it's just running out, it's spraying in and accumulating and just running out, and I'm catching it with a rag, Roger.
Accumulating and just running out, and I'm catching it with a rag, Roger.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty clear, pretty good, and you get a lot more life out of them, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, 30 years so far, in accounting, and those things are a bear to replace. I mean, it's just... it would be just unbelievable to have to repair those or replace them. So, I just use that. And you're good for another year and a half, 2 years, Roger.
You're good for another year and a half, 2 years, Roger.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. But yeah, I'll try that on my microphone again and see if I can get a little more clear and work it a little bit. Just a little few times. Try to clean it up a little good. I appreciate your your site there really helped me out. I did listen to the recording. That's the first time I actually heard myself on there, I guess.
Roger. Well, I am recording again off that. I guess that's off the Georgia SDR or Florida. I think it's a Georgia SDR. I'm not real sure, but it doesn't. It doesn't say Georgia SDR. I have to rename all these SDRs to something I can understand. Most of them are just numbers that don't mean anything to me. So I try to put them in my Hocus Pocus one. I've got them like 3 to a state, and it's listed by states. So I handled it that way, Roger.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Anyway, you mentioned equalization is try adjust that to the transmit equalizer.
I've got some really heavy blow-by. Maybe it's adjacent channel or something, but it's really a lot of garbage coming in right at the moment. Try it again there, Vince.
Yeah, you think I should adjust my transmit equalizer?
Yes, sir. When you get a chance, I would just crank in a couple of 2 or 3 clicks, maybe 3 clicks, boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger. That's if you have a 3-band EQ. If you have a multi-band EQ, we want to keep everything flat in the mid-range and just come up at ideally 2.7 kilohertz is the ideal push frequency. 2.7 kilohertz if you have an adjustable control, bring it up 3 clicks at 2.7 kilohertz, or if you have a 2 and 4K kind of thing, then just bring 4K up about 4 dB hotter than what it is, and 2K up about 2 dB or 2 clicks hotter.
2 dB or 2 clicks hotter. Okay, I'll have to look on my directions. It has some adjustments. I don't know how the range would be. I'll bump it up, I guess. I think I have it on like flat right now.
Roger. Well, you always want to keep your mid-range flat. Mid-range is like 1 kc. And if it's a multi-band EQ, we want everything from 400 cycles to a 1.5 flat. And then, like I say, 2.7 is the ideal push frequency if you can adjust it that way. And also, if you have an adjustable width control, we want that on a 4. So ideally, the top end would be, if you can adjust it, width of 4, 2.7 kilohertz push of 3 clicks from where you are. Roger?
Push of 3 clicks from where you are. Roger? Okay, I'll check my instructions and see about that. Maybe next week I'll check back with you and see how that's looking.
Roger, Vince. Well, gosh, other than that, you really sound good, man. And I think you'll like your recording. If you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I did adjust my mic gain down. It was on like 50. I turned it down to like 35, and it did that audio type thing you mentioned. And I don't know if that maybe, I adjusted that down a little bit also. So, 73 for the face off for your service. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Roger, Vince, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Victor, Sierra.
Station ending in Sierra, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Station ending in Sierra, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
November 9, Echo, Victor, Sierra. Eat vegetable soup.
EBS, Roger, sir, and what's the name there?
EBS, Roger, sir, and what's the name there?
The name here is Dan, Delta Alpha November, and we're located in southern Indiana, about 30 miles north of Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, Roger. Well, gosh, let me, why don't you give me about 15 seconds to tell me about your antenna system. Let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
System. Let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Roger.
About 35 feet at the apex there, and the ends are approximately 12 to 15 feet off the ground there, and I'm running a little Yaesu 710, and I just got a desk mic for it, and I just want to know if the audio's okay.
Ah, well, gosh, I got you on my local antenna now, and you're about 20 over. So I'm up around Louisville. I'm just across the river, the Ohio River at Louisville. I'm on the Indiana side. Roger?
Oh, Roger. You down in Clarksville, Jeffersonville area?
Roger, New Albany, and I can see downtown Louisville from where I am. Roger?
Oh, Roger. No wonder you're so strong there. We was listening to you talk to the other gentleman there, and when he widened up his transmit, he really sounded good.
Yes, sir. A lot of folks don't realize how important that TVW adjustment is, but to me, it's the head of the class. The first thing I want to do is to make sure that the operator is running that transmitter in the widest mode possible, and that's 100 to 2900. So, would you have an adjustment on your radio for that TVW, Roger?
Oh, Roger. Yeah. Mine set at 300 and 2700 there. Seems like that fits my voice according to some of my friends on 03 on 75 meters.
Roger. I sure would suggest coming up to 2900 on your top end, so you're not losing intelligibility. That's what happens when you run it in those lesser modes. You start rolling off the articulation aspects of the microphone. And that is like if you're in heavy QRM or you're contesting or whatever. When you start losing articulation, you get you're left in the crowd. So you want to be as articulated as you can be, and that's why we suggest 2900. Now, but on the other hand, you could go up to 3000 on that top end. But the problem is, when you go past 2900, you're more than likely to start to drop into somebody else's conversation. So what we suggest is 100 to 2900, and that gives you just a slice of daylight, like I say, before you're into somebody else's yard.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, this is a fairly new radio, so I'll have to get back in the book and see how the settings go in it there, so it probably take me a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Your audio level sounds really good, looks really good. You're about 3 dB dynamic range, which is 80 to 85% average peak modulation. Like I say, it could use a little more articulation if you could... I don't know exactly how wide, when you go to that 2900, it's going to brighten you up a little bit, but you might need a little more brightening beyond that. I'm not real sure. I just can't say. I know when you go to 2900, you will brighten up a little bit over 2700, but you may need to go a little bit more on treble boost after that also, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Okay. I have it, I've been listening in the monitor, and it sounds kind of like me, but I'll open it up a little bit more, but it's probably won't get to do it until later tonight.
Yes, sir. Just make note, and when you can do that, that's all an EQ thing. Your volume and dynamic range is good at 3 dB. Everything looks good, except just needs a little more articulation on the treble control. And the ideal frequency for that is 2.7 K. I don't know if you have an adjustable equalizer, but 2.7 K is the ideal frequency to push for that treble. If you don't have an adjustable treble frequency range, then I would use a combination of 2K and 4K. 4K I would run maybe 4 clicks hotter than where it is, and 2K maybe 2 clicks hotter than where it is, and you just make a compromise between 4 and 2 to make 2.7.
Okay, I'm taking notes here.
Yes, sir. I think that would do it. Your bottom end sounds really good. Not a bunch heavy, but I'm listening on a 7300, which has a bottom end received down to 100 cycles, and you sound good all the way down. I would run that, just like it is. I'm assuming, and it sounds like that your mid-range is flat, which is what we're looking for. The whole idea behind a equalizer is to strike a balance between the treble to mid-range and the bass to mid-range. And if you push the mid-range, then it's so much harder for the treble and bass to strike a compromise. So you need to have a flat mid-range, and the mid-range is like 400 cycles to 1.5 K if you have a multi-frequencied equalizer. Roger.
Oh, Roger. Well, I really appreciate the information there, and I will get into this later on tonight, and once I get the book back out, and I do have a bunch of equalizer settings in there, so that would be interesting to see what happens when I do that.
Roger that. And also, if I'm not real sure about that radio, but some radios, if you have the compressor on, then you may have a separate set of P controls for your equalizer. So you have to be sure your equalizer is turned on, and then just adjust the P controls for equalization. They relate to the compressor processor. So you'll have to you'll have to see if you have a separate bank of EQ controls that relate to the having the compressor on. These would be called P somethings. Roger.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I do have a separate set of equalizers for the processing mode and the non-processing mode. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. So the main thing is that you make sure that that equalizer is turned on, because I've had the experience of making a lot of equalization doing nothing because the equalizer switch was turned off. So you want to make sure that equalizer switch is turned on, and then you're in the if you have the compressor on or the processor on, and we do suggest a 3 for that compressor processor, a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled, but just a third of that compressor processor. And since it's on, then you will be on the P controls. Roger.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I'm still taking notes here. So I think my processor equalizer is on. I just looked at that, and my processor is set at 7 right now.
Roger. Well, what happens is when you go past 3, you start getting suck up between words, and that doesn't do you any good, because you want to 3 and a 6 are the same, because for as far as working just on the word, a 3 and a 6 are the same, except the 6 gives you suck up between words, which doesn't do you any good. So I just suggest a 3, Roger.
Okay, I got it. I'll reset it to 3 there. Okay, thank you. I think you have another gentleman in there, so I'll clear for right now and let you take care of that. And while I'm straightening out my notes here, I really appreciate it. November 9, Echo Victor Sierra. Let you tie the ribbon on it.
Roger, Roger, Dan. Well, gosh, if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That'll take you to our Qso-Vlog page. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So 73, Dan, and we'll catch you later. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo, November 4, Hotel.
Hotel station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Surely, this is Kilo, November 4, Hotel, KN4HH. My name is Bob Bravo, Oscar Bravo. We're located near Atlanta, Georgia. Over.
Roger that, Bob. And what radio are you running today, sir?
We're running a Flex 6500 barefoot. Flex 6500 barefoot, running about 100 watts. I'm using the exact settings that you just mentioned. I'm running 100, 2900, 2.7K, and just a little bit of compression. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would just suggest that you look at your ALC and maybe pull back your mic level on your ALC. But our standard way of setup for the ALC is mic gain in hand and say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, and adjust your mic gain for a 7 or, 2/3, whichever comes first. And I know you've got a special circumstance in that radio you're running.
Well, actually, to be fair with you, I'm under adverse conditions. I'm running remote control. I'm using the SmartLink remote control software. So, quite frankly, my audio shouldn't be that good. I'm using an iPhone to control my 6500, and right now I'm using the iPhone microphone. So what I did, I moved it down to a 4, which would normally be, and I can see looking in my signal, I'm still a little bit hot, but I moved it from a 7 down to a 4. Over.
Yes, sir. Pretty good. Why don't you give me about 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system there, and I'll look around for a better path. Right now I'm on my local antenna, but I've got a bunch of SDRs, so why don't you give me about 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, I will do
Your antenna system.
Okay, I will do that. And it tapers down to the corner of the roof of the house. I live in an HOA neighborhood, if you will, but it's actually a commercial antenna. It's made by My Antennas, and it's the model that runs from 75 meters to 10 meters. And in fact, I just did an SWR plot with my Nano DNA, and it resonates on every band fairly well. So like I said, I don't have the amplifier on right now. If I need to, I'll bring it online, if that would help. So back to you, sir, from KN4HH.
Roger, Roger, HH. Well, I always prefer to listen to someone with their PA on, which gives me a much better idea of the EQ curve and all, because I can hear it so clean. You know, when you get down and get noise in the signal, your spectrum analyzer is not going to do you any good, and your ears are also tested because of the noise along with the audio. So it's just a lot better for me with the amp on, Roger. And after I said all that, there's some jerk up there on the PA SDR with a carrier. Sounds like he's headed for the moon.
Okay, very good. I do have the amplifier on now. I'm running 1,000 watts. Running 1,000 watts to you right now, over.
Roger, gosh, at first glance it sounded just a little tight. I'm not real sure, but come back and tell me about the radio and what you like about your radio.
Okay, very good. Again, I'm operating under adverse conditions audio-wise. Again, it's a Flex 6500 transceiver driving a SPE, Sierra Papa Echo Expert 1.3K linear amplifier, solid-state linear amplifier, 1,300 watts, into an end-fed half-wave antenna. It's a wonderful station. It really is. The Flex drives the SPE just perfectly. But like I say, audio-wise, I'm not really in the best position for you because I'm using my iPhone to control the radio. I'm also using the iPhone microphone, which is probably not the best. But I just checked, and I built a profile for the iPhone using the built-in equalizer, the Flex, and I've tended to accentuate the highs and roll off the lows a little bit. So I might have gone a little bit too far, over.
Just a little bit. It sounds mostly upper mids, but it's intelligible, very intelligible, but it could probably use a little more bottom end. I have a spectrum analyzer on the set that will show you exactly what your audio is doing. It's tied to the output of the 7300, and it's like I say, it's on the set. Just a word about that spectrum analyzer. It has, as you move out from the center to the left, it has a white mark, and that white mark to the left is 100 cycles. And as you move out to the right, it has two white marks. The first white mark is 1 KC. The second mark is a black space, which is 2 KC. And so the second white mark is 4 KC. Roger?
Okay, very, very good. Well, while you were talking, I moved the highs down. I reduced the amount of highs. Is this any better, over?
Yes, sir. Now, if you really had something, say, up around that 2.7 for a little, articulation, a little more articulation at 2.7, if you could hype that about 3 or 4 clicks more from where you are, that would help, Of course, I don't know how much you're going to get at that frequency, with a cell phone, but I think you still could try that helpful 2.7 frequency, Roger.
Okay, there we go. I've moved it up even further, over.
Yes, sir. It's a little sharper now for intelligibility, like I say, but, what we were ideally looking for is that 2.7. It's above the upper mids. It's just kind of, adds a little silk to the top end of the treble articulation, Roger.
Roger, I understand. Actually, if I was at the station, I would go in and use the station microphone. I usually use a PR20, a Heil PR20 microphone is what I usually use. So, like I say, I'm at a disadvantage because I'm altering my audio profile for the iPhone, but normally I'd be on the Heil microphone. So I'm putting you at a disadvantage as well as me. But at any rate, I'm going to leave things the way they are here, and I'm going to contact you again one day and I'll get a better setup with the Ohio microphone. Over.
Yes, sir. Roger, roger. Well, it sounds good for what you do in there. It sounds really good. It's intelligible. And with the box, with the power amplifier, you're going to talk wherever you want to talk. And if you want to hear it and hear the difference between the earlier no PA and the later on PA, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Well, that's wonderful. I really appreciate that service. I know a lot of folks do. And I thank you so much for your time. It's really been interesting. And I will definitely do that. By the way, I didn't give you a signal report. You're 15 over 9. 15 over 9 into Woodstock, Georgia, which is about 20 miles north of Atlanta. It sure has been a pleasure. Hope you have a great afternoon. This is KN4HA.
Roger, roger, Bob. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the KC9VKV Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. I had a couple of stations come back. A lot of stations come back and try it again.
Had a couple of stations come back. A lot of stations come back and try it again.
Okay, I really just passed by somebody that's loud. Try it one more time, sir. I'm on my Kentucky antenna, I believe.
One more time, sir. I'm on my Kentucky antenna, I believe.
Station calling, this is KC9VKV.
Station calling, this is KC9VKV. Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Delta, Quebec.
Kilo Oscar 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Oscar 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Roger that. Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Delta, Quebec.
Uniform Delta, Quebec, roger, roger, and what's the name there?
Uniform Delta, Quebec, roger, roger, and what's the name there?
Name here is Keith, Kilo Echo, India Tango Hotel.
Try one more time, a little bit slower, phonetically.
Try one more time, a little bit slower, phonetically.
Kilo Echo, India Tango Hotel, Keith.
Is that Keith?
Is that Keith?
Roger that. Roger Keith on this end.
Roger Keith, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger Keith, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm in North Georgia, just about 30 miles from the Tennessee border.
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, Keith?
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, Keith?
Navigate to FC710.
Roger that. So why don't you give me about 15 seconds? Tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Roger that. Oh, antenna. One north-south, one east-west orientation, and I also have a Heil TR781 microphone that I've just installed in the last couple of weeks.
Roger that. Okay, I mean, I've got you pretty good, but I want to try one of my my Georgia antennas, and I've got one over here that I don't have anywhere else. Let's just see if I can't get into it. It's busy. Yeah, almost everything I talk about on the air suddenly gets very, very busy, and so I can't, I can't access it. Let's let's see, you're in Georgia. I wish, let's see here, let me look at, well, I'll go over here. No, I'll go here. Decisions. And I try to go to my Orlando station, but I can't go to my Orlando station. We're not open up today. And let me go on down here. Miami. I'm sorry, I'm not finding what I'm looking for today. Let me just go to this and see if that's any better. This is the KC9VKV, and thank gosh I didn't have to sign in. That's a new thing. I don't know what it is. I never used to have to sign in before. I would just go to an SDR, and all I had to do is tap and it would open. Now I got to put many of them. I have to put my call sign in, so I don't understand. But anyway, let me hear that 710. Roger, Roger.
That 710. Roger, Roger.
Roger that. UT-FT710. Like I say, dipole antenna on this end.
For what? Papa Golf Sugar Equal. Mike Dean.
Several times to just just like to know where I am as far as you hearing me, Roger?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm listening to you, I believe, on my Kentucky SDR. I went up to my Milford, PA, and there's another conversation going on up there. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's a skip or something. You know, I have no idea what that is, but it's kind of weird. I don't even hear that down on this SDR, Roger.
Down on this SDR, Roger.
Roger that, Roger. I only have 100 watts. I don't have an amplifier as of yet, so I'm just barefooting this in, Roger.
Roger. Well, it looks pretty good. Near as I can tell, your dynamic range looks to be up there. It's not. It is processed to some degree, Roger. Roger.
It is processed to some degree, Roger. Roger.
It's a learning processor. It's some percentage, and I'm processor right now, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. And you've set your audio level by going to your ALC with mic gain in hand and saying the word audio, spoken as you would speak any other word in the QSO, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first.
C meter is running 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first.
7 or 2/3. Okay, I shall do that. And that's mic gain I'm adjusting, and I'm running about 50% now. So we can increase that, I suppose, to get us at 2/3. 2/3. Okay, 2/3.
Looks to be about 2/3, sir.
Looks to be about 2/3, sir.
Roger, about 2/3. 2/3 is deflection, that's it.
Roger, Roger. I'm getting you about 4 dB above the Kentucky SDR noise level. And I don't have a copy on you on my local antenna at all. So that's the best one I found right at this point, Roger.
That's the best one I found right at this point, Roger.
Roger that, Roger that. I have you at 20 over 9. Excellent sounding. Have you just on the dipole antennas, Roger?
Yes, I think the world of dipole antennas, I've not found anything better than a dipole antenna, particularly except for a resonant tuned dipole antenna. So you can go right out of the radio, fire to the wire, Roger.
So you can go right out of the radio, fire to the wire, Roger.
Roger that. Well, I have a couple, one I bought made, and one I'm experimenting with as far as length. One
two resonant on 20, the other one being with the tuner on all bands. Roger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you want to have some fun, if you were to run another dipole, let's see how to put this. If you're running your one dipole north and south, run your second dipole east and west, and you will have a difference of opinion there, either a pro or con, you know, but there will be a difference, so you just select the best one. So you'll always be able to have a choice, and you know, that's the whole name of the game, to have you know, the ability to choose a better antenna than just one that you're stuck with. Roger.
Better antenna than just one that you're stuck with. Roger.
Roger that. I have that one north-south, one east-west presently. I need to increase the height on both those. Also looking into experimenting with antenna, dipole antenna arrays. I've seen several articles on that. Several people have done it, and I think it's something I'm interested in. It's a vertical array with the dipole array. Roger.
Roger. But, you know, I was just saying, if you just run one north and south and one east and west or thereabouts, you could get up to maybe 10 or 12 dB difference between those two. If somebody's just sitting off to the end of your dipole, one dipole, you'll be right in the middle of your other dipole. Roger.
Dipole, you'll be right in the middle of your other dipole. Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, that's what I've tried to do. I'm also, as far as my trees didn't line up exactly north-south, so I'm not exactly north-south, I'm about 10 degrees off. I'd definitely like to do that, and I perhaps will get a pole set and go directly north-south and see how that works. Roger?
Yes, sir. Roger. Well, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. It'll be cut number 1 in the series of 3000. Roger.
Tomorrow it'll be cut number 1 in the series of 3000. Roger.
Roger that, and I appreciate it. I've heard you several times before. I just never could get in line to get to you. So I do appreciate it, and I will definitely check that out. Thank you, and thank you for your service. And this is KO4QT 773.
Roger, Keith, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo, Quebec, 4, Lima, Oscar, Romeo. This is Bill from Tennessee.
I got you, Bill, and what radio are you running?
Running Yahoo FTDX10.
Roger. And what part of Tennessee are you in, Bill?
I'm in Middle Tennessee. I'm in Cookville, which is halfway between Knoxville and Nashville.
Roger, Bill. Well, let's see here. Let me break down and go for my Hocus Pocus SDR receiver, and I've got 3 SDRs down in Tennessee, or I should have anyway. Just see here if I can. Nashville didn't want to come up, but let's see here. Let me get into my Tennessee. Okay, let's see here. Tennessee, okay. Let me go to Tipton. I'm not really sure where Tipton is, but I'm gonna find out here in a minute. But I've got to put my call sign in. So hang on here. I'll just get that in there real quick. KV. And let's see here, enter. And there we go. And I think it's on the right frequency. Okay, Bill, come back and try it again. I'm on the Tennessee SDR. About at LOR, Bill, this is KC9VKV, your copy?
This is KC9VKV, your copy?
I hear you come and go, but really quick. It sounds strange. I don't know why it would be that quick. It's like a switch turns on and off. Try one more time, Roger. Yeah, Bill, I'm not copying you there, so I'm going to come up to my Kentucky SDR and see if I can get any better copy there. Very strange. Today it's weird. Let me get some of these stuff out of here and then get back to... Anyway, I don't know. I can't clear it. There we go. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, and I'm going to try up on my Kentucky SDR antenna. Let's just see here, Kentucky, Northern Kentucky. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and I'm into that. So, anyway, Bill, try it now, sir.
Try it now, sir.
LOR. This is Bill in Cookville.
Yes, sir. You say Bill, or is that it?
Or is that it?
Yes, sir. Roger, it's Bill.
Boy India Lima Lima?
Boy India Lima Lima.
What's Oscar? Oh, yeah, the call is LOR. Roger, Roger.
LOR. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, I've just barely got a copy on you on the my Kentucky antenna. I've got nothing on my local antenna, so I've got you about 2 dB above the noise level of the Kentucky SDR. But what kind of copy you got on me there?
What kind of copy you got on me there?
You're coming in at 9. It's really...
Roger, Roger, Bill. Well, not a good day for propagation. I do not have a good copy on you, sir. If you can copy me, if you were looking for a setup, Roger, Roger?
A setup, Roger, Roger?
I'm so new to this, I don't feel very strong in talking, but I'm just now getting into it and trying it out.
Okay, well, Bill, all I can tell you is that I have SDRs all around the country, and I only am copying the mail just barely on my Kentucky SDR. I have no copy on my local antenna. I have no copy in Virginia, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New York. So what I would suggest is maybe you should try a resonant-tuned dipole antenna. I mean, if you have a choice, if you can, I would think, and if you're running 100 watts, I would suggest a different antenna. And my suggestion would be for a resonant-tuned dipole antenna. Roger?
Dipole antenna, Roger.
Roger, I hear you. Right now I'm running an halfway.
Yeah, I would do a quarter wave dipole antenna, and that way tuned dipole antenna, and that way you don't have to have a tuner. It's fired to the wire, and your signal will just bounce up there like a son of a gun. Roger.
Bounce up there like a son of a gun. Roger.
Roger, what is your last call sign?
Okay, the call sign here is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger.
Kilo Victor. Roger.
Copy, Victor Kilo Victor. I couldn't find you on QRZ, and my ears aren't attuned to call signs just yet.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm there, KC9VKV. I'll be there. And gosh, we got to get out of here. But if you want to hear your audio, what there is of it, if you want to go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger.
By noon tomorrow. Roger.
Roger, on the logbook. I do thank you.
Yes, sir. Bill 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And with that being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.